Lex, thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I really appreciate it.
Of course.
We are here to talk about the upcoming legal drama on ABC, Rebel. Let's start off. Where does Rebel stand out among other legal dramas we see on television?
Well, it is not a legal drama, so that's where it stands out. There
Okay.
is there's a legal component to it, yes, but Rebel, the character, is not a lawyer. There's lawyers around her, but there are also doctors. They're recovering addicts. This is a story about love. There's sex, um, and it's a really unique family dynamic. So that's what this show brings. It's a little bit of everything, and also every genre as well. There's drama, of course, but then there's a lot of humor in our show for sure.
Awesome. Great. So it sounds like it's going to be a good mix of a little bit of everything.
It is a good mix, yeah.
Lex, you play a character named Cassidy, if not mistaken. Can you tell us a little bit about her?
Yes. So Cassidy Ray is one of the three children of Rebel with different husbands. My father is Benji Ray, one of her ex-husbands. And I follow my father's footsteps. He is a huge corporate attorney. I also become an attorney. And we have a little bit of a different path in terms of the type of law we practice, but ultimately I do follow his footsteps, and also am a lawyer, unlike my mother, Rebel. Cassidy is, I like to describe her as like this pop of color in a sea full of black and gray suits. Like
Mm.
she's not your average lawyer, like uptight, kind of stuffy, like whatever stereotype you think of a lawyer. She is not that. And she also is like her wardrobe. She's very vibrant and very colorful, very passionate. And that's, I think, the similarity she pulls from Rebel. She's not as quiet and not as like quaint about a lot of things, and she'll definitely speak her mind. And then also she has more that will develop with her story, but she's entangled in a love triangle as well. So we see the sexual side of her just as much as we'll see the work side of her. So she's a colorful character for sure.
Sounds like a lot of fun. What can you,
It
without maybe
is a
giving too
lot.
much away, what's your relationship like with your mom on the show, and then off camera, what's your relationship with Kate Siegel?
Okay. Well, on the show, my relationship, well, Cassidy's relationship with Rebel is it's a little difficult. We're carrying, well, Cassidy's carrying a little bit of resentment towards her mother, just based on the fact that she's Rebel's this incredible advocate for all of these other people, and she's fighting for all of these causes, but because of her work, it took her away from being a great mom. And I think that's something that Cassie is holding on to. And some of the other siblings kind of were holding on to it, but also accepted it. I think Cassie's just kind of, she's stuck in that. She's not forgetting what it was like to pretty much grow up and take care of herself and watch a woman take care of everyone else and choose to take care of everyone else and not necessarily her own children. So they have a unique dynamic, but they also are a lot like each other, and so that also causes some conflict too, because they're both really fiery and they both kind of go hard at each other. So it's kind of there's some humor in that for sure. Um, when anyone is similar to the person they have to work with or be around for so long, you're bound to bump heads. So we definitely will see a lot of that. But in real life, Katie and I have a great relationship. We actually are really nice and really maternal. And so I feel like after every take where we're like arguing with each other and speaking very disrespectfully to each other, we yell cut and we're like, I'm sorry. Because it's so rude. I have so much respect for Katie and vice versa. And so we just hate to like have to hate each other so much for these characters. So it's kind of funny, but we have a great relationship.
In 2021, we've reached a point where a lot of our friends and families around the nation and even around the world have taken up different causes to stand up for them, kind of like what we're going to see in Rebel. What do you think people are going to find inspiring about your show?
I think what people will find inspiring, is the fact that we use our voice constantly. There is no room for passive aggressiveness when it comes to standing up for people's livelihoods. And we are very loud and very forward about issues in the story, but I think it'll obviously branch off, and we'll start to discuss things that are happening in real time, because there's so much happening and there's so much to shed light on. And I think our show will get there. I think it will get there. But just to be inspired to use your voice and to speak up when you see or hear something wrong, and not to feel like you have to hide behind whatever your workplace tries to put on you. If your workplace tells you to not have a political voice, to not necessarily hide behind that, and be fearful of losing out on an opportunity because you're speaking your mind. I think to really, to make change, you have to break those barriers, and you have to be courageous, and using whatever your platform is to speak out about what you feel is wrong.
What is your favorite characteristic from Annie Bello?
I think my favorite characteristic about Annie, or Rebel, we'll know her as, she's freaking loud. She's loud. She comes in, she might not even say hi to you. She might just get straight to the point, and let's get down to business, because we don't need these pleasantries. This is what I came here for. Like, I love that about her. She doesn't tiptoe around issues, and she just goes for it, and she'll annoy you in the process, and she's
Mhm.
okay with that. She'll own it. She's like, I don't care if I'm a pest. I know, but look, this is why I'm here, and this is what we got to fix, and I won't leave until it's fixed. So I love that about her.
Great, Lex. Thank you so much for a wonderful conversation. I appreciate it.
Thank you,
Look
Emmanuel.
forward to Rebel coming out in a few weeks.
Awesome. Thank
All
you.
right, take care.
You too.